Hey guys, what's going on? It's Alpaca of Doom, and this is CSGO. That's crazy, I never play a CSGO. Before you get too excited, I'm really bad at CSGO, so I'm playing deathmatch against bots. I still end up dying quite a bit. I die like 8 times. But then again, I don't think it'd be much more entertaining to watch me die 30 times versus regular people. And yes, my little Steam icon is a pixelated Bernie Sanders. But today's video is my thoughts on esports, so let's get right into that. So the main reason I chose CSGO as the backdrop, I guess, for this video is when League of Legends was updating and I didn't feel like waiting. So CSGO was already updated. I just jumped into CSGO. But it's a really big esport. I was going to play Rainbow Six too, but then OBS and Rainbow Six had a little disagreement. So you guys got stuck with CSGO, which was my third option, which thankfully worked out fine. But anyway, CSGO, League of Legends, Rainbow Six, all that kind of stuff are really great esports, and esports are just great in general. It's kind of like regular sports. I know, oh, that is a sticky thing in this coaster I'm holding. I'm gonna put that down. Ew. Well, now that I've washed my hands, I feel like elaborating a little more on the regular sports kind of thing. If you think about it, back when you were a wee lad, most of you might have played football or American football or soccer or whatever, but you probably weren't so good at it. But you still watch professionals do it because you kind of understood the rules of the game more than most people, and you thought it was neat. And having a grasp of like what physical shape you need to be in, or what like level of concentration is needed for this field goal in football or this really long range headshot in Rainbow Six, you get a much more greater appreciation for that. Especially if you play this video game on the regular. Like, I played League of Legends all the time, sophomore and junior year, and I watched esports like crazy. Cloud9 was and is still my favorite team over all esports. Can't even tell you last time I saw Cloud9 play. Actually, I can. It's when they got crushed by Samsung Galaxy. We don't like to talk about that. And it's kind of weird. Like, I'm from Detroit, so I don't really watch sports, but when I do, I root for the Detroit teams. And I don't really watch esports that much, but when I do, I always root for Cloud9. And I think that's really weird. Like, I feel like esports have more of an effect than people really understand. If you really want to see how much esports has made a wave in culture, like, just Google esports crowd. You're going to get some pretty amazing pictures. Like, just imagining all these people came here to watch 10, I think the standard's actually 10 really talented individuals play video games for an hour or two. And going back to the sports thing, I think it's kind of in the same realm of like, you watch it and then you're inspired to do it. But in this area, I think esports are better than real sports. Say I was watching the Tigers play baseball and I was like, oh, I want to play baseball. I gotta gather up like 12 friends minimum and then get a ball, get a bat, get a bunch of gloves, and then I gotta run to a park. It's the middle of October, so you think it's cold, but it's not. The south is fun. It was like 80 degrees today. We got to stand out there in the heat, run around, all that fun stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. That's fun. But say I watch somebody play Dota, Rainbow Six, Hearthstone, like League of Legends, anything like that, and I'm like, oh, I want to play some League of Legends. I sit in my chair, which I probably was already, to be honest, and I double-click an icon on my desktop. Maybe, if I'm unlucky, double-click one on Steam and install that game. Kind of going side by side with that ease of access thing, I feel like, this is going to sound weird, but relatively speaking, I feel like there are more talented people in esports than professional sports. And don't get me wrong, I think people in actual sports, or like physical sports, we'll call them physical sports for the rest of this, because actual sports is kind of eh. But people in physical sports are really freaking talented. However, imagine having the group size of like League of Legends pros. I'm going to say 100. That's a high estimate. Like 100 people play League professionally around the world. Maybe that might be a low estimate. I don't know. I haven't followed a bit. But imagine how hard it would be to take that sampling of football players and find like a Faker or a Meteos or something like that. Like, it would be pretty difficult. Another great thing about the ease of access is everyone can do it competitively. I've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege lately. I'm level 9. Haven't played competitive yet. It's still kind of garbage. But you can just kind of play that competitively, just with random people around the world. Just test your skills. And I'm a competitive individual, and it's really addicting to just like go into the arena with 4 people by your side and 5 on the other side and just duke it out and see who's more talented, more skilled. You can't really do that with physical sports. Like, say I wanted to play basketball. I'm 18. I'm out of high school, for reference. If I wanted to play basketball, I'd go to the Walmart gym or wherever I decide to go and just kind of play a pickup game, you know? And nobody's really trying. They're just kind of goofing off and having fun. But if I wanted to really play basketball, I would be out of luck. I would not, however, be out of luck as most people because I still have the option of going to college. I know I'm ragging on physical sports a lot, but don't get me wrong. I think they have their place. It's just I feel like esports is... This is more of a prediction than opinion. I feel like it's going to be about as big, if not bigger, than physical sports within the next 10 years. And honestly, I'm completely okay with that. A little part of me is looking forward to just sitting on my couch in 10 years, tuned into the esports channel, and watching a couple teams just duke it out in, I don't know, Counter-Strike, Universal Offensive, whatever they got in the esports scene then. That's another great thing about esports. If some rule is broken in baseball, you can't really just like fix it, you know? Like 5 or 6 years ago, they started doing replays. I think that was like the biggest overhaul to rule that I remember anyway. I'm 18, so biggest overhaul to rules in baseball that I remember. And in esports, it's just like, oh, it's fixed. Like in League or something, there's a massive overhaul every year, and there's a patch every other week. So things that aren't fair are really patched really quickly. Another great thing about esports is there's actual competition, which, like, hear me out, that sounded really stupid. But, like, between esports, there's competition. Like, if you think about it, between baseball and football, no competition. There's no threat of one player from the Lions going over the Tigers to play. But there's like this actual like thought in the back of people's mind like, oh, League doesn't work out, I could play Hearthstone professionally. And honestly, with how big esports has gotten, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody switched esports in their career. I'm going to ramble about one more thing before I quit and just sign off because I'm running out of gameplay, sadly. I got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in this game. Esports really gives you a goal. So like in football or baseball or whatever physical sport you choose, you can't really see how good you are stacked up against other people. I could go onto op.gg. I think that was the one I used for League back when I really played. I capped at Silver 1, by the way, which is pretty bad. But I was in like the top 35, I think, % of players. And that was just incredible to me, knowing that like I could have a tangible like, this is how good you are. This is how you stack up against the rest of the world. And that's something physical sports can't really offer. I mean, yeah, you can be like, you're the best team, but you can't really be like, this is how you are as an individual. And me being competitive, I like to stack up against my friends and stuff like that. And it's really nice to show, like, these are my stats, not my team stats. This is how I do. And that's something esports does really freaking well. But yeah, guys, that was me rambling about esports for about 8.5 minutes. Oh, why do people watch me? Yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.